Like kids on Christmas morning looking for Santa out there. T-Rex, you go see Santa. Santa out there? Oh, not yet. 40 degrees, 9 o'clock. Sunday, December 24th. It is a calm morning out our door. Hopefully it's peaceful out your door too. Look at the glassy water and the flag hanging still. AltoCumulus clouds. Got some breaks of blue sky way out there to the north. We have some thicker clouds way out there to the west. And it is snowing in New England. I looked at the cam at Killington about 8:45 this morning. It was actually snowing pretty hard. So there is winter in New England, in one spot anyway. I call this the Ice Bucket Challenge. So we made that much ice in the last 5 days here in Weymouth, mostly the last 3 days. But that's going to be melting now. It's 40 degrees, and we are going into a thaw that is going to last pretty much all week. In the Boston area here and adjacent to the ocean, we are not going to cool below freezing tonight or any of the nights until maybe Thursday night or could be Friday night. So it might be until next Saturday that we have ice in the bucket again. But it's not the same everywhere. This morning we have what I'll call kinky high pressure. There are H's on there. The black lines are isobars, lines of equal pressure. And notice there's a kink in one of them right there in New York and Vermont. And that is a little subtle boundary near the ground. And temperatures this morning in the 40s on Cape Cod, 9 a.m. It was freezing on Cape Cod last evening, but the clouds came in, breeze came in off the ocean. But it's still freezing in central New England. And then we're in the 20s in northern Vermont and low 20s in central Maine. So that's the weak boundary or kink in the high pressure system. Uh-oh, where'd Steve go? Steve, where are you going? You don't want, speaking of kinky, look at the cat's tied up. Kidding. It's perverse, Tim. All right, let's get it squared away. Keep talking. It's a really interesting phenomena that's happening today in New England. I talk about stability and instability, cold air more dense than warm air. So your cold air sinks near the ground under high pressure systems, and your warm air is above it sometimes, and that's called stability. So this morning we do have an inversion and stability, but we also have instability. Demonstrate this using the temperature profile on Mount Washington, where we're in the mid-20s at the base of the Mount Washington Auto Road. And then you get up to about 4,000 feet, and you're just above freezing, 32.7 was it? And then you go up a couple thousand more feet, and it's colder. And that's called instability. So that warm layer has a cold layer over it, and that's instability. And it shows up on the Albany radar with that snow near Killington. See those darker greens? Those are like instability snow showers. So on the surface, we have high pressure. But let's look at the upper level flow. This is for the entire lower 48. And if you just focus on New England, I'll go slowly here. You see a very subtle upper level low pressure system. So up in the sky, we have counterclockwise circulation. And down near the ground, we have clockwise circulation. I'll get back to that again in a few minutes because of the big storm in the middle of the nation. Anyhow, in the northeast here, we're trying to maintain high pressure, but there's obviously moisture in here. The temperature and dew point are coming together. We've had spots of icy roads already. Yesterday, when the sun was out, Janet got this shot of T-Rex up across the street. Yesterday was the iciest road of the season so far. That was because all the water in the soil was releasing and running down the road, and the road was frozen. T-Rex, please. Here's some geese. Is that what you're barking at? Middle of a geese flyby. So we're in a thaw. It's an extended thaw. it's mostly quiet. However, the temperature in the dew point, there's that Boston 3 to 5 day with the blue line is the dew point and the red line is the temperature. And notice how they come together. This is the Euro guidance on weather.us. You can choose whichever guidance you want. And it shows us just staying gray with fog developing around the Boston area more tomorrow night. So fairly quiet. Not too much trouble traveling other than the isolated icy roads. It's not widespread icy roads. Oh boy. Sorry. All right, T-Rex, why don't you go inside? Just you and me now, Steve. And hopefully some ducks or some geese fly by. Really interesting looking at the water. The stuff floating around down there. Yeah, I always talk about the water being a reflection of the sky. The calmer the water, the more of a mirror it is. You see some stuff floating around. Kind of just gorgeous. And so there's not a lot to hang our hat on as far as the weather goes here for a couple of days. It's going to stay mostly gray, and inland where it's so cold, it's going to probably get some ice, fog, and drizzle developing. But if you're going snow skiing for the next several days, the temperature, I think, on the mountain is going to get just above freezing in a lot of spots. So it'll loosen up that sort of glaciated texture I've been hearing about. Yeah, Camden went to Jay Peak yesterday. He said, you stick to the sides of the trails. There's some slough, some snow slough on the sides of the trails you can get a grip in. Anyhow, it should soften up, especially at lower elevations. And the snow guns are not going to be coming back on for a while. All right, let's go back to that 500 millibar flow, the flow at 18,000 feet. That upper level low over New England eases out, and it's really a contorted jet stream. But you see right in the middle of the nation, there's a big cutoff low. Strong flow north of New England, strong flow south of New England. We're kind of no man's land. That upper level low over the middle of the nation is going to result in a really slow-moving storm system that's going to eventually break into pieces and bring rain for the most part to New England probably some point Wednesday, and then gradually turns colder with rain changing to snow Thursday night into Friday in our mountains. And then cold and windy weather with that air coming from Canada next weekend. So that's the flow up in the sky. You want to see it down near the ground. We'll go to the pivotalweather.com Euro ECMWF going through with, there's our high pressure system in the northeast with some precipitation, just specks of it coming out today and tomorrow, but for the most part dry. I think tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be mostly dry, and then Wednesday rain showers come in here, and then you get a low going right across the south coast. That's going to be a cold, windy, rainy day late Wednesday into Thursday morning for southern New England, and then here comes the colder air. And you have another low, deep low too, it's in the 990s, crossing northern New England on Thursday night and Friday, and that's going to bring snow to our mountains. I think it's underdone here. And what about that thing I showed yesterday going across Mississippi and Alabama with snow? There's still something going across the southeastern states, but it's not trying to bring snow to Mississippi and Alabama anymore. Like it said yesterday morning, and we knew yesterday morning that probably was fantasy land. Anyhow, that low will be over the mid-Atlantic states next weekend. So for New Year's Eve day, or New Year's Eve, we may have a storm off to the south of New England, and it will be cold and windy at that point. And here's the 10-day snowfall. And you see just specks here in the northeast, and then you just watch South Dakota. Nebraska, South Dakota. It's snowing, and then it just keeps on snowing, and that low is stuck there for about a day or two, all day, Christmas Day into Tuesday. A major snowstorm in the Central Plains with the net result close to 20 to 30 inches of snow there with that bullseye over South Dakota, and then bits of it break off and come our way. This snow map looks more reasonable than yesterday's with the snow West Virginia instead of Alabama and Mississippi. And in our mountains, a few inches of snow, but I think that'll get better. I think it'll end up being more snowy. And the snow guns will come back on probably about Thursday night or Friday. So it's going to be a fairly mild, relative to seasonable week. And inversion and instability, which is really interesting. So varying amounts of clouds. There's the emission from the power plant at the Fore River. And you see how it goes up and then kind of goes sideways. that would be part of this inversion we have here. Anyhow, I confused myself. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much, but if I'm confusing myself, I'm sure I'm confusing you. All these different levels of clouds. It's hard to get a grip on, but hopefully you're having a relaxing day. I'll leave you with some yesterday memory, walking down memory lane in Dennisport, remembering how it used to be, how it is now. It used to be very vibrant, and then it kind of went downhill. Now it's come back up, and it was fun shopping, and I ended up finding some quahogs and an old friend at Big Rock Oyster. I got my quahogs, and also the pets, playing with Albacore, the Rottweiler, and Maggie, the rescue. I called her Molly, but it's Maggie, the rescue dog. And then coming home, and that Rudolph, that deer, who was out in the yard eating the bush across the street, and he just let me walk up to him and say hello. So walk up to somebody and say hello, and just wave and smile. You'd be surprised. People just want to wave and a smile. All right. Talk to you later. There will be a post tomorrow morning. 2 days before Christmas, December 23, 2023, Dennisport, Massachusetts. Getting the lawn work done, mowing the lawn. Green grass in January this year. We've had green grass every month of the year. That never happens. Kitty cat. Dennisport. My Uncle Frank's house was right there when we were kids. Used to go over there every Christmas. And they moved over to Stafford Circle. We used to go there for every Christmas. And now there's a playground here. Mike Stacy Memorial Playground. Fresh market seafood. Dennisport Lobster Company, open year round. Awesome. Except for right now. Closed. Used to think it was one word, Dennisport, but apparently it's 2 words. Or is it? Maloney's, now Red Nun. Uncle Frank was the pharmacist at Maloney's. Cal was the barber. Henderson's was the hardware store that was right here. Davenport's, I think that was the 5 and 10. Yeah, that's where I grew up. This was the only action in town back then. We didn't have a Patriot Square. I don't remember Kroll, Millworks. Candy store is still there. Bumper cars. I don't remember that. Denny's is gone. Woody. I still remember when that building was a cranberry processing plant, and that was all trees over there, and there were bogs right behind here. Now it's Big Rock Oyster, and you need the goods. This is where you're gonna go for the goods. Although you only get a couple of hours, so I think by the time the state plays, it's too late. You can come back next week, maybe. When you want fresh, you come here. You can tell these are fresh. You go to the grocery store or someplace like that, and they're all like brown. These are gray, and they still get the little bit of mud from the river on them. Real deal quahogs. Big Rock Oyster. There's quahogs in those oyster bags.
Yeah, there are, but there's oysters, quahogs, little necks, lobsters, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Do you know where the quahogs came from by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Can you share it with the public?
I don't know.
Cape Cod?
Yeah, they're Cape Cod.
They're Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Enjoy it.
So you're going to be on Out the Door Weather and More with your old neighbor, Tim.
Woo!
Woohoo! Good to see you, Julie.
You too. That was quick. See, I knew you.
You gonna give me that toy? Do I have to chase you around to get that toy? What do? You got your Bruins collar on. They're doing good, huh? You come here. You come here, Aldo. You come here. You come here. But you just want your butt rubbed? Is that right? You can't do it. How are you supposed to play catch with a dog that won't give you the ball? The thing. Yeah. A little tougher than T-Rex. You got all 4 legs working. Come here. Nice catch.
Come here, albacore. You bring that ball right here.
Not a ball, but I call everything a ball that we play catch with. Oh, bad throw. Bad throw. My bad. All right, is that enough and more? Yeah. Oh, almost. Come here. Who's that?
Hi. How'd you get out? Dressed up like a little elf. You're so cute. Yeah. You're the second dog I've run up to in like an hour. Molly, I believe that's her name, right? Right? Yeah, very friendly. I was just gonna make a video of you. And the ice on the pond is hanging in there. It's about 43 degrees. Did you see that jump? Anyhow, that side of the pond, when there's a southerly breeze, that turns into water. And then right behind Molly's house, there's ice, and there's ice all the way back over to Crab Creek with very little wind today. So it didn't get busted up by the wind. Just a beautiful day. What a perfect Saturday. What are you doing? You come here.
You can go to the races.
You come on up.
Hi.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. She's a good girl. Yeah. She was a big fraidy cat when she was little. And she's got an electric fence that she's gotten through. But we're all good here, huh?
All right. Talk to you later. Say goodbye. Say, that's and more for today.
That's and more for today. Yeah. It's Maggie. It's Maggie. You come on, Maggie. You come on.
Here, come on.
Maggie's home. Certainly feels like we're going to get a few hours of radiational cooling anyway. Light wind, dry air. And we managed to keep a mostly clear sky. And the moon, the waxing cold moon, will be full Tuesday, December 27th. And my webcam guy, Mike McCormick, is in Lapland, Sweden, getting that camera in South Venice going again. That's it. Talk to you later. Oh. Every time I think I'm done, I get pulled back in just because of something interesting. A person in the water over there. I don't know, shellfishing, fishing, maybe getting some quahogs for some stuffies. Sure, why not? Rudolph again. Cars are driving by him like 3 feet away and he doesn't even move, which I think is so cool. How close can I get before you take off? Hi. Are we friends? Are you blinded by the light of this camera? All right, I'm within 10 feet. See ya. This is so fun. It's so Christmassy.